everyone, it's Lisa Brown with InkandInspirations.com. Thank you for joining me today. In this video, I'm going to be putting this card together, so let me tell you what you need to get started. I have a pool party base cut at 5.5 by 8.5 and folding it in half there. I have stamped the image, the lemon image from the A Happy Life celebration set, and this is at 3 by 4.25 Whisper White. And then I have a piece of Hello Honey that's cut at 3.25 by 4.5, and a piece of Old Olive cut at 4.75 by 3.5. And then I'm going to be using a little of the Painted Blooms Baker's Twine that's in the Occasions catalog, my Old Olive Blendabilities, my Daffodil Delight Blendabilities, and the lightest of the Soft Sky Blendabilities. I've stamped this in Memento Black ink in prep for the coloring, and I'm also going to use one of the buttons from the Celebration kit, the Best Day collection. So let's get started. Okay, I've done most of the coloring off camera, but I saved one of the lemons and some leaves just to show you how I go about this process. The wonderful thing with Blendabilities is really however you choose to do it, it will be beautiful. They blend very well, and they're very bright, vibrant colors. So for the lemon, and I've already uncapped of my Blendabilities so that I don't have to cap and uncap while I'm working on them. With the artist's rendition here, with the little dots and the little highlights or the shaded places that's in the stamp itself, that really helps when you go to start your coloring. So I'm just going to use that as my starting point and add some of the darkest of the Daffodil Delight color along where those shading marks are. Okay, so I'm just going to come through like that, and even where the sketching on the side is darker, that's a good way to know where to put your darkest shade. Next, I'm going to take the mid-tone and do some coloring and just blend in the darkest color of Daffodil Delight and blend it together. And come all the way in, and I'm going to leave some white for the lightest of the three and just fill that in and come in and pull in some of that darker color, and when it dries you have a really pretty blended with image with highlights and shadows. Okay, so now for the leaves, I'm going to use the Old Olive, and again I'm starting with the darkest color first, and I'm going to outline here using the artist's sketch as my clues. Then I'll take the mid-tone and kind of pull that dark in. And then the lightest of the greens, the Old Olive, I'm going to pull that through. And I kind of go over all of it with the light tone. And then if you want more shadows, more dark, you can always go back and add a little bit more. And then come back with the lightest tone again and then blend that. Okay? Alright, so then for the lightest of the sky blue, what I've done is I've gone around these images because I think this just makes it pop off the page a little more. It makes it stand out and gives it kind of like a background without coloring in the whole background. And I've used, I usually use light tones for this. This is a perfect color here for this nature type stamp. I've also used the lightest in Smoky Slate on other Blendabilities that I have used. And then I'm just going to go around this font here for Love Life to make that pop as well. Okay, so now that we finished our coloring, let's put our card together. Okay, with these 3 layers, I wanted to do something a little unconventional just to give it some interest for the background. So I'm going to use some snail adhesive and get this old olive piece ready. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to take this point and put it there at the bottom of the card base where it will, and have it at an angle where it will fit on the card front. Okay? So I want to try to get that about the same distance from this side, which is about 1/8 of an inch from each side here. And here the top meets the fold and the point down here meets the opening of the card. Then for the Hello Honey base, more adhesive. And I'm going to angle this just to give it a little bit more interest. And so I'm going to take this top point and put it near the top fold. And then come along here where this bottom point here is just about the same distance from the bottom, the opening of the card. And just center it like that. And then with our colored image, I'm going to take it and then just slightly off angle it a little above the Hello Honey layer. And I want that showing down here. And really no right or wrong way. Just put it on there where all 3 colors are showing. Okay, so I have taken the Blended Blooms twine and I've pulled about 3 strands and separated them from the rest. You see there's quite a few strands on this really pretty twine. And then I'm going to take some snail adhesive, and where I decide to put my button is where I have this open white space, wherever that may fall on the card. On this one, it was a little farther to the left. Okay, so right here is the perfect spot. So I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive there. And then I have about 3 strands of this. And I'm just going to kind of wad it up a little bit and put it there on that adhesive. I don't want to cover up my Love Life. Okay. Alright, and then you can, if your loops are a little bit too big, you can come and pull it in and just adjust it. Then I'm going to take this button from that Celebration collection and use a couple of glue dots and then just adhere it. And there you have a fun card that you can send to someone for just an everyday occasion. Okay, if you have any questions, please email me at lisa@inkinspirations.com. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you enjoyed this Blendabilities video tutorial, please give the video a thumbs up. And I will see you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.